You look younger than you are. And you've been told this before by several different people at different times, that you look younger than yourself, than your actual age. And you didn't have it easy. You had a tough life. You had to endure more than what others of your age group had to endure. You were ridiculed, you were picked on, you were blamed for things. More pressure was put on you at a younger age than was put on others. You had to deal with emotional abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse. You had to deal with more than what your counterparts had to deal with growing up. It was almost like your childhood, for some of you, was robbed. But with all of that, you still come off as looking younger than your counterparts. And those who've gone through less, they tend to look their age or even older. But it is because of your spirit. God has preserved you. You have the Holy Spirit. You have a higher spirit code in you. You have a life-giving spirit within you. Your youthfulness is renewed like the eagle. And this is God's way of somehow allowing you to, still in your later age, still have a chance to do what He has promised you. See, some of them who mistreated you, they had a dark spirit code. And so they had a deathly spirit in them, which aged them beyond their time. So I was a few years back living in a house with a group of other women, and there was this one particular member of the house who was possessed, and for the most part she looked her age, and she was very attractive when she was in her normal state. But when this possession took over her, you can feel the house grow cold. And when you would go into the bathroom, all of a sudden all of the cabinets are open because she doesn't want to see herself in the mirror. And when you look at her, it's almost like there's 3 different faces within her face. And it was like she had aged 10, 20, 30 years beyond her actual age. And so it was very scary, very scary. And you knew when it was happening because the house just grew cold. And there was this eerie energy that you knew, okay, this possession is starting to take over her. And you had to get in your room, lock the doors. I had to put my dresser against the door to keep her from coming in, because she would try to come into your room to harm you. This was very scary. Eventually, I was moved out of that house, and thank God that I was. There was someone who came to investigate her and to speak with her, but see, these demons, they know how to switch it up. There are several demons. It's not just one demon. They know how to switch it up. So when she was being investigated on, she was in her normal state, or appeared to be in her normal state. But yet she would speak on how the television was sending her codes, the radio was sending her codes, things like that. Just taking things out of context, would look at certain objects and would feel like they're giving her a certain message, things like that. And so for the most part, when she was in her right mind, or appeared to be clothed in her right mind, she was young, she was beautiful. But when she was taken over by this possession, she looked about 3 decades beyond her age, and it was scary. Now, before I left there, she actually came to me one morning, and she asked me to read some scriptures to her, and she wanted to know the God that I knew, because she saw my peace, and she saw my reaction was different than the others in the house. Even though I had to bar my door to keep her from coming in, I was still able to on her regular moments, engage with her, talk with her, try to help her, take her to get her groceries, help her with just odds and end things that as females we need. And so I became somewhat her friend, but when she was in that other state of being, we all had to bar our doors and lock our doors, and I put like heavy furniture behind it to block her from being able to get in. It was very scary. But so I was able to lead her to saying the salvation prayer and reading scriptures of the Bible to her to help get her started. She had her own Bible. This is the thing. She had her own Bible, but she was just somehow led astray. So not everybody who is possessed are completely unknowing of the word. She knew the word. This spirit just came over her. When it came over her, I prayed for her several times, and when I think about her, I still pray for her. But you look younger than your age, and this is because you have a higher spirit code, a Holy Spirit code, a life-giving spirit in you. Whereas someone else, they have a death-giving spirit in them. It takes away from their youth. It ages them faster than it should. And so just know that because of the spirit within you, that's why you look younger. You just have this effervescent, ethereal type beauty. You have this unusual, just youthful way about you. And it's not that awkward way that some people like to act when they want to act childish and want people to treat them in a certain childish way. No, you're very responsible. You're a responsible person. You are someone who's sensible, who knows how to formulate and structure their sentences. You're someone who is accountable for yourself. You're someone who you take care of yourself, and you're always looking to improve, and you're always looking to try to put your best foot forward. But you still have this youthfulness, this just like angelic charm about you. And it's because you have a higher spirit code. There's no amount of surgery that anyone can get to accomplish what you've accomplished. Even if they do, somehow it's going to backfire on them. Because all of that silicone, all of that stuff that they're injecting in their body, that's weight that's being added to them. And it's going to actually, once it starts dissolving, once they can't get it anymore, it's going to play a number on them. But you don't have to do that. You're naturally youthful. You're naturally vital. Because you have a higher spirit code, a life-giving spirit, a life-giving force within you. And so no amount of creams, no amount of pills, exercise is going to give someone the type of youthfulness that you have. And you may look at yourself and you may think, you don't see it. Well, others do. They do. You're more attractive than what you give yourself credit for. You're more youthful and stronger than what you give yourself credit for, because so many of you have been conditioned to being beaten down by life, beaten down by verbal abuse, gang stalked. Your family has turned against you. You were the odd one out in school and in classes, and so all of this, it kind of played a number on you, and you felt like you were small, you were insignificant. And you felt so stressed that when you looked at yourself, you felt like you looked older. But in actuality, when you are in a peaceful state, you look extremely young. It's like the years just fall off. It's like the stress just falls off. It's like you just have this peaceful glow about you. And it's the peace of God. It's the peace be still. Peace be still of the Holy Spirit. It's that peace that surpasses all understanding, that no one can understand. And they can't, no amount of money, no amount of surgery, no amount of pills or creams can give anybody this kind of peace that you have, because it's of the Holy Spirit. It is because you have a higher spirit code. You all be blessed.